Hello, the team of Mrs. and
Hi.
welcome to Midday. I think it's as a journalist and as a woman, it feels so nice to kind of sit and now talk to you guys about something which we've all been through, or we've all seen, women go through. And of course, three or 4 years ago, we had the Great Indian Kitchen kind of doing that conversation, and it was so needed to also have something in Hindi.
Yes.
And I think, Aarti, it's interesting that you are the captain of this ship, because I had loved Cargo, of course.
Yes.
I have often told you that.
Yes.
But I remember when this was announced with you, my first reaction was, this is interesting.
Yeah.
ये बिल्कुल अभी अपना sci-fi से space आसमान से सीधा यहाँ kitchen में. But when it came your way, did you also react like this?
Yeah, actually my first reaction was, because I was a huge fan of the original, and my first reaction was that it's a perfect film, and it's also a very treatment driven film. It's not a plot driven film. So it's easier to remake a plot driven film. It's very tough to remake a treatment, because then you have to rethink the treatment, and then because the beauty of this treatment is so stark and it's so real, then if you're rethinking, then you can go wrong as well. So I was very apprehensive of picking it up, but when I met my producer Haman Gaveja, he said that when I saw the original, I couldn't ask for a glass of water in my house, because I realized that it's the wrong thing for me to be so entitled. So I felt that the compass is like the correct, like the internal compass is correct of the producer, so he will not make me do something that that I would not myself agree with. And then I was very lucky, the second meeting itself I had Sanya, and she was so amazing in that meeting, and she was so down to earth. I remember she actually sat down, like we were sitting, because I am comfortable sitting, because we were so far away. I thought I'll go and sit near the central table so that I could hear her. And then she also sat on the floor, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's so nice. And I've been a huge fan of her work, but just to see her in person and know that like the person behind that wonderful work. So I thought that, okay, let me just give it give it my shot, and just how do I crack it, because it was a tough problem for me to crack, and also sci-fi has become my comfort zone. So I don't have any crutches of plot or sci-fi jazz. I just have to work with the character and the real drama. So I had taken the challenge. And I think what really helped me, and in a way, was collaborating with her, because she made me meet a lot of people and made those stories very real for me. And the story is coming of age of Richa, but like that those few months was my coming of age, was my realizing that that how powerful film as a medium can be to tell stories that you can tell effectively, and had to tell this with a lot of responsibility, with a lot of love, and a lot of plant my nuances, like plant my personal stories or stories of women I have heard. So it started from there, and I tried to give it my best,
But when you came on board at that time, was Aarti attached to it, and what was your first reaction that this offer has come your way, that you are going to play Richa?
To be honest, excited when I got this offer. And I'm very greedy as an actor. I'm always looking for stories that inspire me, empower me, and in a way also empower people who are watching it. Like, I'm always on a lookout for such stories, and I think I'm also very lucky. I've worked really hard. I should give that credit to myself, which I usually don't. But I think that I feel very lucky that these makers and directors and producers can see me playing such characters. So I was extremely excited. Also because I love the original, and I love that film, but I have seen this happening around me. I have seen my friends go through similar challenges as Richa, and I think the story needs to be told, and this is something that we think is so mundane that we are not even aware of a few things which we are showing in the film, and I just feel like that can maybe inspire or empower someone who's watching it. So I was definitely very excited when this came my way.
Right. Nishant, how did you react to the script, and how did you react to this character?
I had seen the film before it came to me, like a lot of people.
Of course.
And I really liked the film. I loved the film, and I hated the husband. And when she came up to me with the film, my first reaction was, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be this person. I don't want people hating on me. But then, yeah, I went back home, and obviously I'd met her, and she was lovely, and there was this thing in my heart that I really want to work with Aarti. She came across as such a warm person, you know, and so empathetic and so wanting to make this film, and also so keen on me. And I thought that I should revisit it, because I remember calling Mukesh also saying, "Ki, bhai, I will not do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it." And he's like, "What is wrong with you? Why don't you do it?" I'm like, "I don't want." I've had enough hate, because I remember doing Kedarnath also, and people were abusing me on social media, you know, after that. And the smallest of things affect me on social media. If there's one comment, it affects me a lot. And then even though it's just like people say, it's just internet, it's just there. No one is, you know, yeah. But you know, to each their own. It does affect me in ways, and I'm obviously trying to work on that. But at that point of time, it did affect me, and so I was like, yeah, nahi, ye nahi hoga. So, but then again, after meeting her and then giving it a second thought, and I was like, okay, why not? It's something that this story, I also felt that it needs to be told here to our northern audience as well, because somewhere we are all conditioned in a certain way in which we don't even realize what we are doing wrong. From a man to a woman, whatever the women are doing in the house, for them it's normal. Whatever the men are doing, it's normal, right? This is our conditioning that we have gone through, all of us. So somewhere I felt that, okay, this story needs to be told, and it needs to go to a wider audience, and who better? And also, I think at that point of time, I think Sanya, I don't know, was she locked? I think,
yes,
I don't know if she, I think the first instant I didn't know who's doing the film, because she came, we had a brief meeting, not too long.
Yeah.
But I came with an intention to say no. You know? I was like, no, I can't do it. But I think the second time I got to know that Sanya's on board as well, and it just felt like home, because I've known her for years.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, great. This is not going to be a bad set to be on, and it's going to be good. Even though somewhere you're doing this part, but then again, while doing this part, there are a lot of things that I realized. So he's not entirely a bad guy, it's just the conditioning, and which I think no one should be beating themselves up after watching this film and saying, I am a bad person. It's not about being a bad person. You are a good person. Maybe it's just the conditioning which you need to probably forget and try to, try to live your life in a different way. But doesn't make you a bad person.
I wanted to ask you that your process of collaborating with Anu on this, how was that like? And because of course you had to make this film stand on its own, separate from the original. How challenging was that?
No, I was very clear that and that we will just forget about the original. We understood what it is talking about, and while the scene flow, both Harman and Anu were keen on the scene flow, but I still wanted to revisit every scene and think that what we as females, both Anu and me, from our experience bring to that scene. And like Anu also is for her also it was very cathartic to write those scenes, for me too. And so that was a very clear thing, that every scene we will touch with our own experiences. So there's one scene in fact that has been edited out and all, but there was a very nice scene where a little boy comes and he is darting bullets, and his mother is cleaning those bullets, and that was my way of saying that it's not there, but it is understood, because that the mother not just caters to older women, but also to younger men, and from there how they start getting spoiled. So there's a scene where the child calls the mother like mommy, 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 and immediately after that Devaka keeps calling Richa, Richa, Richa. So the way that mother has been replaced by wife, so we were trying to have those things, a lot of those things, and those personal little things, everything we used to feel that like very recently I found a YouTube a comment status I put on Facebook, which was during the writing of the film, and which really applies to this film, is like there's one layer of the story, but beneath that there was one more layer, and then there's one more layer about all this power dynamics playing, like when the father and son are chit-chatting on the dining table, and literally like the number of times the mother-in-law and Richa come to serve them food, I think like 8 to 10 times they're running and giving food, and they're like, for them it's like, I don't know, it's like as if train chhotri level ka commotion in their life, and they're just calmly discussing par ye hota hai. So just to have that kind of power structure, so it was like great, and she's very intuitive and she's very intelligent, like Aamni Singh Chaudhary. She has this very deep understanding of this, and this film needed that level of maturity,
But I feel that the industry, has created for long this kind of atmosphere that it's wrong to be a feminist, especially for a female actor, because then you're alienating your male audience or the primary audience, because the definition of feminism has been misconstrued for so long that automatically people think that means men bashing, or anti-men.
Right.
So there have been so many times that, I have spoken to actresses, they believe in the same values of feminism, but they won't call themselves, and they'll be, I'm a humanist, I'm not a feminist. And then you're like, that's the same thing. For you, has that ever been a thought, a doubt, or have you ever felt that, the values that you have or the feminism that you believe in is also being looked at something that, yaar ye mat karo, have you ever felt something like that as a young actor?
No. These are
hesitation.
Never. I would have never done a film like Mrs. or Paglet or a Kathal. I definitely didn't have the confidence, I would say, because of course, like I had just to do Paglet, and I remember even calling Guneet and telling her this, that maybe, I don't know if this is the right time for me to pick a film like Paglet. I don't know whether I'll be able to shoulder this film or not. I don't know, like I had many thoughts, but I was really happy that she and Umesh sir had immense confidence in me. But no, these are my core values. I have never shied away from sharing this or calling myself a feminist. I'm a proud feminist, and I'm also proud of all the films that I have done till now, of all the characters that I have played till now, and also I feel that I've gotten a good platform as an actor, and I feel it's very important for me to be a part of movies and films like this and play characters like Richa. I want to tell these stories. I feel empowered doing such films, and I want when little girls are watching me on screen, they feel the same way. And
absolutely,
I think I know these are very small steps, but somebody has to take it. Like I feel very glad that I am an actor during this day and age when films like Mrs. are being made. And
female directors have long spoken about how there's this very unspoken sexism, this unspoken disparity between a male director and a female director, how they are addressed, how they are treated perhaps on set. I remember one director telling me that, like when I turned director, and it was very difficult for a lot of men on set to take me seriously or to take that command. I had to kind of make my presence felt. And that says a lot, right? Like something that we're talking about in the film also is because films are what? Like reflection of life. So in your experience also, how has that been?
No, I have genuinely faced a lot of challenges. I sometimes don't know whether I should direct as myself or should I direct like a male, because I can pretend to be a male and I can pretend to be like this, toxic set environment where everybody's shaking when I walk on the set, but I choose to create a conducive environment where everybody is doing their best. But there are people, then sometimes they question you. Once on a set where I had once felt very invisible, where there were a lot of men on the set, and they were not listening to me, and between takes they were talking about some cricket thing, and I was like, like for me, that when you're on the set floor, it's so sacred. How can you gossiping between takes like, you know, and when I would say action, they would just go on and then add their own improvisation, and that was like such a bad day, because I think even I have a way of covering my scene, like, you know, and I was not covering my scene because of a lack of time, so everything was not working out for me. And I remember going back home that day and I was like wondering, what is this, like, am I the director? What is this, like, why are this all these people coming here? And then I was like, all these people are coming here because they believe that I will deliver a good film. So next day I wore a skirt, I did a good makeup, I brought like nice bright lipstick. I was like, I'm gonna kick ass next day. So you have to sometimes pick yourself up all the time, like, you know. But there will be days where suddenly people question you. I have even sometimes, like, I don't believe in shooting. I believe in shooting in a very cinematic way. I love certain kind of lighting. I love a certain classical way of shot taking, a neatness in the shot. I don't like I don't like coming back to the simple thing, like, you know, it's like a very good Hollywood directors, they'll never, like, if there's a long shot, I don't like coming back to that shot. And now, because I remember a chief AD once telling me, like, people shoot 15 pages in a day, you're questioning 7 pages in a day. I said, yeah, that's because my style of directing is different, it requires that time.
That,
like, you know,
they would never do that with a man.
they dare
would
not
have the balls to
there
do
are
that.
some films where where there's a lot of close-ups. I love detailing. I put lot of efforts, like in one take-up I'd be like, this take-up has to be perfect, so, you know, and then I try to capture it because I know it will be seen, like this film, the food, like capturing food. And there were so many times they would say, oh my god, you're so indulgent, this shot is such an indulgent shot. I was like, yeah, but every shot that I took is in the film. Like, there was no shot wasted. Otherwise, how do you create a single location film without you know, variety? Like, or like, and a lot, as a sci-fi director, a lot of my films have been single location. So I mean, I'm not talking about this particular film. I'm talking about in general. I have always been questioned from time to time, and I've found that at the end of the day, like, I have to just keep building my body of work. At some point, that will silence people. And in general, eventually I start losing those people, and the people who are good and collaborative, they become my main team. So, you know, I also choose my main team like that.
Thank you so much,
Thank
and
you.
all the best.
Thank you
Thanks
so
a lot.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.